I want to use this medium to see how I can assist some students on answering some questions on IGCSE. So today we're going to be looking at the question paper for May, June 2021, paper one, the multi-choice. So we're going to start um, from question number one. So we have the first question here. What is a characteristics of all living organisms? A is breathing, B circulation, C egestion, D sensitivity. Breathing, if you remember the characteristics of living things, Mrs. Gren, MRSGREN, Mrs. Gren, and M stands for movement, and R is reproduction, and S is sensitivity. Grain, G is growth, the other R is respiration, and E is excretion, and N is nutrition. So from that, we can answer this question. The correct answer here is D, which is sensitivity. It's not breathing, it's not circulation, it's not egestion. Number two says the scientific names of some animals are listed. One is Camelus dromedarius, and two is Camelus ferus, and three is Equus ferus, and four is Struthio camelus. Which animals are in the same genus? If you remember the binomial nomenclature introduced by Carolus Linnaeus, where we use two names to classify living organism, which the first one is the genus, followed by the species name. So, and the genus, you start the genus with a uppercase letter, while the species has a lowercase letter, you start with a lowercase letter. So looking at this, the genus is the first. So we have Camelus is a genus here, one, and also two. Camelus is a genus here. So we have Camelus dromedarius and Camelus ferus. So if we are to answer this question, we will go for one and two only, which is option C. Question number three says, scientists discover a new species of animal. It has a segmented body with two pairs of legs on each segment. To which group of animal does this new species belong? For the characteristics of living organism and then the features that they have, how they are classified. We have this group of animals here. It's not arachnids. Arachnids have the examples of arachnids are the spiders, the scorpions, the mites, okay, and the ticks. But what do they have in terms of the pairs of legs that they have? They have four pairs of limbs, four pairs. That is a total of eight. So four pairs. It can be arachnids. So we have crustaceans. Crustaceans are your prawns, your lobsters, your crab, shrimps, barnacles. Those are the crustaceans. And what features do they have? They have one pair of jointed limbs on each segment of the body, one pair of jointed limbs on each segment of the body. And it can't be that because the question is saying two pairs of legs on each segment. And we have option C here, which is insect. Insect is your bees, your butterfly, your housefly, your mosquitoes. So these ones there, yeah, they have segmented body too. But how many pairs of legs do they have? Of course, we know that that insects have um, three pairs of legs, and that is a six. Okay, so arachnids have four pairs of legs, and Crustaceans have one pair of jointed limbs on each of the segments. And then insects have three pairs of legs. And then the myriapods. Myriapods are the centipedes and the millipedes. The centipedes and the millipedes, they have a pair of legs on each body segment. They have segmented bodies, so they have a pair of legs. But when it comes to the millipede, the abdominal segment are fused. So it appears that it has two pairs of legs on the segment. So this is where we get our answer. The answer is D, myriapod. If we are to answer that correctly, it has a segmented body with two pairs of legs on each segment. So that's myriapod. 3 is D. And number 4 here, the diagram shows a single cell organism called euglena. We have the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, the nucleus, the large permanent vacuole, the chloroplast. What label structures would also be found in an animal cell? What label structure will be found also in an animal cell? A, cell membrane, chloroplast, nucleus, okay. Here we have to eliminate the chloroplast here because we're talking about animal cell. And then, which means that A and B is out. So we are looking at C and D. Already large permanent vacuole. Okay, that is wrong. So the answer is C. And then you need to also know that all eukaryotic cells have cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. That's what you have as a cell. Okay, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Animal cells do not have a cell wall. Animal cells do not have large permanent vacuole. You can see that in plants. Plants have large vacuole. Okay, and then we see that also in euglena. Euglena have these features for animal and also features for plant because when there's sunlight, we can photosynthesize. In the absence of sunlight, we can carry out the animal features. So we have both features. Okay, so of course, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus being the correct answer, but you also need to know that in prokaryotes, they do not have a nucleus, but the DNA, the chromosomes are suspended inside the cytoplasm. So we go to the next question. So the correct answer for number 4 is C, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. We go to question number 5. The diagram shows some of the blood vessels. I will have to increase this. Okay. The diagram shows some of the blood vessels and other structures in the body, in the human body. So there's a diagram. The blood vessels shown are all part of the same dash. A, cell, B, organ, C, organ system, and D is a tissue. So looking at the diagram here, this is a diagram of the circulatory system. So it's an organ system. It has nothing to do with the cell or tissue or organ. So it's an organ system because here you are seeing this goes to different organs. So you have the heart, have the kidney, you have the lungs being shown. So this is an organ system transporting blood to the various parts of the body. Okay, so the answer is C, number 5, organ system. Number 6 says that a photograph shows a plant cell measuring 2 millimeter across. If the magnification of the cell is times 500, what is the actual size of the nucleus? Okay, now you need to know the formula for magnification. Magnification is equals to the image size, the size of the image over the actual size. Okay, maybe for the photograph, you have 2 millimeter. That is the image size. Now we are asked to get the actual size. So magnification is equals to image size over actual size. If we are to look for the actual size, we make the actual size the subject of the formula, and then the actual size is equals to the image size over magnification, and the image size is 2 millimeter, and magnification is 500. So that will be 2 divided by 500, which is going to give you 0.004 millimeter, and the answer is B. Question number 7. By which process do oxygen and carbon dioxide move between cells and capillaries? It can't be breathing in and breathing out, that's ventilation. He's talking about cells and capillaries. And it can be excretion, is the removal of waste product of metabolic activities. It can be respiration, the breakdown of glucose to give us energy. It can be that. So the answer is diffusion, the movement of particles, molecules. Okay, so gases move by diffusion between the cells and capillaries. Oxygen diffusing and carbon dioxide diffuser. So the answer is diffusion, which is B. Number 8 says that a cylinder of potato tissue was placed in a beaker of very salty water. After 1 hour, the mass of the potato cylinder had decreased. Why did this happen? Yeah. Okay, salt entered the plant tissue by active transport. Salt left the plant tissue by osmosis. Water entered the plant tissue by active transport. Water left the plant tissue by osmosis. You need to understand something here. You're placing a tissue, potato tissue, inside, whether it's potato or yam, whatever tissue it is, you place it inside a beaker and it contains salty water. That water is hypertonic. That's a hypertonic solution. So it means that if you place any of this tissue inside there, water is going to flow out of, water is going to move out of the tissue into the cylinder that contains salt. So because inside your tissue is hypotonic, which means it has more of water and less of solute. So water is going to move out into the beaker, which is containing salt water. Okay. And then what it means is that the answer is D, water left the plant tissue by osmosis, the movement of water molecule. It can be active transport because it requires energy. It can be salt can move by osmosis, is the movement of water molecules. Okay, so that's the answer. Number 8 is D, water left the plant tissue by osmosis. Number 9, which element is found in proteins but not carbohydrate? CHO, remember our CHO, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, that is carbohydrate has carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but there is an additional element when it comes to protein. It's not just carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Proteins also have nitrogen. Some of them also have sulfur too, depending on the type of amino acid that it contains. So they have that. So here we are looking at the ones that we found in proteins, but not in carbohydrate. The correct answer is nitrogen. So we have nitrogen being the answer there. Number 10 here, starch is digested by amylase in the mouth, but is not digested in the stomach. What is the reason for this? All starch digestion is completed in the mouth. That is wrong. Okay. The pH in the stomach is not suitable for the amylase to work. Okay. The starch does not stay in the stomach long enough to be digested. I can see. The temperature in the stomach is not suitable for the amylase to work. Okay. Now, all starch digestion is not completed in the mouth. That's a false statement because digestion starts in the mouth for carbohydrate and then goes to the small intestine where it completes its digestion for starch. The pH in the stomach is not suitable for the amylase to work. Of course, in the stomach is highly acidic. pH could be pH of 2. And the amylase doesn't work in that kind of pH. So is an enzyme. Remember that enzymes are sensitive to temperature. Okay, they are also sensitive to pH. So in here now, The answer is B.